Yo, what is up? What is up? It's Key, and I'm in the building. We got another show for y'all today. Here at the Spotlight Sports Network, picks and predictions on today's NFL divisional round matchups. And I got Hammer in the building with me today. What is going on, Hammer?
Yer! What up? Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well and continuing to stay safe.
That's what's up. Yeah, because this COVID stuff is no joke, and hopefully everybody's masking up and staying safe. But if y'all tuned in last weekend's super wild card weekend was crazy. What do you think about them games?
Definitely surprised with the Rams and Seahawks, and now the Rams have the Packers this weekend. So I'm very intrigued for that matchup. The rest of them, I kind of knew it was going to happen. I was iffy about the Steelers Browns just because the Browns head coach was out due to COVID. And I was just like, are they going to be able to pull this off? And funny enough, they did. So it's going to be I think it's going to be a more entertaining round this weekend, most definitely.
That's definitely crazy. So it's only it was 8 teams or 6 teams. Now it's down to 4. So let's get into this first matchup. And again, first matchup will be the first game, which will be the Rams and the Packers. Who you got?
I'm on the fence right now. You know, the Packers are the top seed in the NFC this season. I think it's going to be a close matchup. It's really hard to pick between these two because the Rams defense did show up. I think, oh my God, Aaron Donald was injured last week. I'm not sure if he's suiting up today. Jalen Ramsey could definitely shut down Devontae Adams. I think it's going to be a close matchup, but I think I'm actually going to have to go with the Rams today by 6. Hi, Jake, my buddy, my pal.
Jake in the building.
What's up, buddy?
Hold on, let me fix this overlay here and see.
Yep, there we go.
All right, Jake. So we just coming in. You know, you're just coming in for the first game. Again, it's the Rams and the Packers. Who you got?
Well, I just got done with my morning workout and everything else, so I can't wait for these weekend games to start. But I honestly, in this matchup, I'm gonna play safe. I'm gonna take the Green Bay Packers because right now, the Rams had an impressive day on defense last weekend against Seattle. But the only problems is Jared Goff going to be accurate enough to throw the ball to his receivers? Is Aaron Donald going to be healthy enough to cause problems on that offensive line and get to Aaron Rodgers? My only thought is all of it's unknown. But in order to play it on the safe side, Aaron Rodgers is having an MVP caliber season, and how he's been playing all throughout this year has been much improved. I mean, yeah, they go and draft quarterback early in the round and push him, and he's up to his max limits, and he's been looking fantastic in the NFC. So, by the way, the good takeaway, the defense has gotten better. The linebackers have played better football, and the defensive front has actually been stepping it up a lot for Green Bay. So even though Cam Akers had a field day against Seattle's defense, I would expect Green Bay to have more of a competition, more added aggressiveness and toughness. I think this is going to be good. I think Green Bay is going to end up winning this game, and I'm going to go with the final score 30-23. Packers win.
Okay, Albertson Vlog was going on. Thank you for always being in the chat with us. I'm also going to take Green Bay in this game. You don't know if Aaron Donald is going to play. That's a freak of nature. Aaron Donald's not human, and I would not be surprised if he's not in this game. Bothered by that rib injury. We don't know if Jared Goff and that thumb injury can hold up. He didn't do too bad last week, stepping in and beating the Seattle Seahawks team, who we did not think was going to lose that game. And also, Jalen Ramsey is going to be on Devontae Adams this week. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jalen Ramsey has not had a receiver get at least over 50 yards on him in like 8 games. So that is going to be the matchup of the day.
I'm retracting my pick. I'm going with the Packers.
Hey, you know what, though? I mean, I am going to love that one-on-one, toe-to-toe matchup between Jalen Ramsey and Devontae Adams. That is going to be the matchup to watch all game long.
Yep. So if Ramsey shuts down Devontae Adams, that means the other ones around has to step up. Lazard got to step. Valdez Scantling has to step up. We all know Aaron Jones is going to run. Tunyon's got to get involved. Aaron Rodgers is going to get those guys involved. But I'm still taking Green Bay in this game. I'm going to say the score is going to be 27-21, 28-21. Roughly take.
Gotcha.
All right, so this next game that we have available here is going to be an interesting game as well. The night game for tonight, the Buffalo Bills versus the Baltimore Ravens. Hammer, who you got?
This is going to be a tough-ass matchup. We all said it last week that this game last week was going to fall on Lamar Jackson. That 148-yard run that he had, I was just outdone. Like they said he was clocked at running over 20 miles an hour. He looked a hell of a lot faster than that. Hollywood Brown showed up. He definitely did his thing, but the Bills have so many more weapons, and I feel like they're so much more dimensional on offense. I think I want to go with the Bills because, in my opinion, the Bills are probably the second best team right now remaining in the AFC. I definitely think they're going to pull this off.
All right, Jake, who you got? So I can't begin to tell you how many times I've looked over this matchup, stat for stat. I looked at this probably 10 times, and I still couldn't really figure out who I was going to take. But I think this one's probably going to be the game of the night. I mean, it's going to be nothing but classic gridiron matchup. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills in this game. Now, here's the takeaway, though. Buffalo in the game against Indianapolis. If you had seen how that game went about, they were very pass reliant on Josh Allen. That they didn't really give so much of reps to their running core, Devin Singletary and Zach Moss. Zach Moss is going to be out in this game. And if you saw the performance that Baltimore did on their rush defense, they held Derrick Henry to 51 yards. Against one of the best backs in the league. That's unheard of, and that's difficult to play against. But they managed to get the job done. That defensive front, I'm going to guarantee you right now, is going to cause a lot of problems for Buffalo. But the only thing Baltimore has to be prepared for, and this is where Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey, and a bunch of the secondaries have to be prepared for. They have to be prepared against that pass offense. Because Josh Allen, is going to be slinging it probably 9 out of 10 times in this game. And I think Buffalo will get the job done, but it's not going to be an easy task. So I'm going to take a close game score of 28-27. Buffalo comes away with this because I just see Lamar Jackson using his feet majority of the time, and you have to see how many times they've got momentum on the ground. And now it is different because you have a Buffalo defense with a bunch of real good pieces, but expect Lamar Jackson to continuously use his legs, but also keep an eye on that for Baltimore. That's going to cause a lot of problems. And for Devin Singletary, I think he's honestly going to rush for less than 50. That's going to be tough.
Oh man! All right, we got Arion in the building coming in. D, who you got for this Baltimore Bills game?
Well, me and you did the actual audio podcast about it, and like I said before, I feel like everybody's hype off Lamar Jackson winning his first playoff game, and Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews is the only two weapons that the Baltimore Ravens have on this offense. I do like Gus Edwards, but you already know J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards is going to be the 1-2 punch. Mark Ingram's not going to see, probably won't see any of the field. Honestly, he probably won't see it. But I think Buffalo, the problem with Buffalo is that they do give up a lot of rushing yards. You've seen it last week against the Indianapolis Colts with Nyheim Hines and Jonathan Taylor. Now they're going to have to clean that up if they want to beat the Baltimore Ravens. But I still feel like Josh Allen has the arm and has the weapons offensively to put points on the board. So I am taking the Bills to beat the Ravens. I think I said what? I think I said like 31-21. Yeah, 31-21 Bills.
Hey, I'm also taking the Bills here. I'm still not sold on Lamar yet. I'm not sold at all on him. He's still just so one dimensional. He gets the ball gets hiked and he automatically gone. Like, do you even look at your progressions before you start running? And he only throws for Mark Andrews. And
I think he goes through one progression and then he just starts to run.
It's like, all right, I'm out.
And then takes off. So I'm just like, he's gonna get hit. It's gonna take one good lick. I keep saying it for him to freaking, you know what? I don't want to run no more. We're going to stand in this pocket and we're going to throw. Can Lamar throw?
The funny thing is, Key, he said it going into the season that he was not trying to run as much as he did last season. And it's
That's
like,
a lie.
Clearly, I don't know, man. Like, he's got to develop a little bit more. I feel last year was... I don't even want to say last year. Last year was not a coming out party. I just feel like he was overhyped way too much, way too soon.
Only reason why he got MVP because this team was 14-2. That's the only reason. Right. If this team was not 14-2,
but you had to think about who they had all around. You have to think about who they had offensively and defensively that made that team 14-2. And as I kept on saying again for Baltimore, their problem is they do not have over top wide receiver. If you give me size and length like a Mike Williams or, Julio Jones, throw Julio Jones in the middle of that mix. And if he still can't get over top receiver, then I can make the assumption. He just can't do it.
They should have got Antonio Brown. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it.
You went Ravens? Okay.
Oh,
well, let's be realistic here. Let's be realistic here. Antonio Brown was not going to succeed as Lamar. He was not going to succeed in that offense with Lamar Jackson being a quarterback. Let's just be realistic.
Those two were working out a lot together during the offseason last year.
Just because they worked out doesn't mean it will work out on the field.
Yeah, it would have been good.
That's good. Hey, that's because you got to thank his cousin Marquise Brown for that.
Exactly.
I think honestly, we're going to get to the Tampa Bay game, and I made it clear on the audio podcast, and I'm going to say it again on here. So when we get to that game, I'm telling you right now.
I totally forgot they got Dez, but they don't.
They make Dez irrelevant. It makes Dez irrelevant because Lamar Jackson can't throw.
Dez has been irrelevant though. He hadn't played in 3 years, and like I don't understand what anybody saw in wanting to take a chance on him again. He got signed by the Saints. He tore, I believe,
he tore his Achilles.
Like, why? Why would you want to give that another chance?
What did Dez do? What did Dez really do to not get another chance? What he didn't do?
I was never a fan of his, especially with his antics in Dallas. Like, dude, legit had a babysitter with him for a while.
I'm gonna tell you a stat that a lot of people don't know. This man got 43 touchdowns in 41 games as a wide receiver. Right. A lot of receivers can't even do that in the NFL right now.
Pick 6 by the Packers.
I'm just saying.
I play Madden.
I'm just saying. Like, he has 43 touchdowns in his career in 41 games. That's unheard of.
Yeah, out of how many games? Like, out of how many games? No, I mean, like, out of how many games could he have potentially played? Because he was another one that was plagued with injuries as well.
Yeah, he did. He did have injuries, but I feel like the antics that happened in Dallas always got antics. We see it every year.
Yo, his antics got him a babysitter though, bro.
I'm telling you, if the Saints would have had Dez Bryant that year, the Saints would have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree with
that. Let me just tell you this. Even though, like, this is how I felt with Dallas in this position, because yes, they always have to look at the owner is. You got Jerry Jones, who obviously wants yes men all around in his building, and now look what happened to them this past season. You get yes men in this building, and you play like crap, and that's only because you're like, nah, we need to get CeeDee Lamb, we need to get him in the bit. then your problem is your offensive line is outdated. Your secondaries outside Trayvon Diggs is still not legit. Like, you're deteriorating very slow, and you're not fixing your problems. So my thing with Dez, though, I'll be honest with you, Dez is not a number one receiver.
Thank you.
But it's not.
I never said he was.
It's not to say it, but that's what I'm saying. It's not to say he couldn't put up the numbers. If it were me, I would have utilized Dez as a slot receiver because his running, how he plays, is like a slot receiver, and I wouldn't be mad at that.
The thing about it is,
as an X factor every time.
Not even just a slot receiver, but even as a number two. Like, just imagine if Michael Thomas and Dez Bryant as the number two. That takes a lot away from Michael Thomas because just of the threat of Dez Bryant. Like, think about it. Y'all got to look at him in workouts. Y'all got to look at him. Dez Bryant puts in the work. Even outside of his antics, does remind me of Terrell Owens, but Terrell Owens was just as talented as Dez Bryant.
No. The antics between the two of them are totally different.
Terrell Owens was just antic as Dez Bryant.
No,
he was
absolutely not.
He was.
Was he getting in? Was T.O. getting in trouble in strip clubs and doing reckless shit?
No, he was not. No. Dez Bryant was getting. No, the difference between Dez Bryant and Terrell Owens has drama with the organization everywhere he went.
Yes.
Everywhere he went.
But that's totally different from the antics that Dez Bryant had when he was with Dallas, when he's getting in trouble with cops left and right.
But it's Dallas. It's the Dallas Cowboys when you don't see no antics.
Bro, geriatric Jerry had to fucking put a babysitter with him round the clock because of his bullshit. Like, come on. Who does that?
Listen, you can say whatever you want about him off the field, but on the field, he won them games.
Guess what? T.O. was definitely a way better receiver than
Dez Bryant. I'm not saying he wasn't a, don't get me wrong, both of them got talent, but both of them had antics. You can't deny that.
But the best best argument settler is that T.O. was the only receiver who played his ass with a broken foot. The freaking broken foot.
And you of all people, D, should know that. You're from Philly. You should know that one.
I don't give a shit about that. I'm not an Eagles fan. I don't give a shit about that. Why should I give a shit about that? He played with a broken ankle. Byron Leftwich did the same shit at Marshall as a quarterback. He was down 17 to some of the best. I forgot what team it was, but he was down 17 with a broken fucking ankle and drove down the field. Byron Leftwich could do that shit. Come on, stop it.
Come on. Hey, wait, come on. We cannot bring college into the middle of the mix with the NFL.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a broken fucking ankle. You're playing football. I mean, shit.
Hey, Kurt Angle won an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
Exactly. Like, come on.
Just had to throw that in.
And it's still talked about today.
It is still talked about today. So, like, I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like Dez Bryant finally got his chance, but he got his chance with the wrong football team. The Ravens is just not for him.
Fair enough.
You gotta be something.
Whoa, hold up. What is this?
No, get the God that bullshit.
Get the hell out of here with that shit.
How that bullshit?
That is the Plaxico Birds 2.0.
He's absolutely not.
He didn't shoot himself in the leg.
You have to explain to me how, because last time I checked, Plaxico was a different type of receiver, and he's the only person who managed to make that big catch that upset New England.
And he shot himself in the damn
And he pulled it. And he pulled the cheddar bomb.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up.
He pulled off the cheddar bomb.
Hold up. Before Plaxico even went to New York, he did have a great career in Pittsburgh.
With
him and Hines Moore. So we cannot go away from that. His career was great until he went to New York. Yes, he did get the big touchdown pass to win in the Super Bowl, but he did have good years in Pittsburgh with Hines Ward.
What's that? Wait.
He did.
That wasn't Plaxico that made that catch.
It was Plaxico that made the catch.
To win that game,
against his helmet?
No, that was David Tyree, but that one that got that score.
But after the David Tyree catch, it was Plaxico that scored the touchdown.
Okay.
Yep.
Man,
I'm just telling you right now.
No, Iverson vlogs. I am not doing that. We are not doing that, Iverson vlogs.
Yo, Iverson, you came in one of the podcasts not too long ago, bro. Just start roasting them. That'll make my day. Just start roasting them, please.
I'm afraid.
I feel like if Dez had a better quarterback, if Dez Bryant would have went to Buffalo, that would have been nasty. That would have been nasty.
Honestly, throw Dez in LA with the Rams.
But just I mean, I like it, but that you got to think about it with Jared Goff. Jared Goff can't play when he's uncomfortable, and you said that yourself, Jake. Jared Goff can't play when he's uncomfortable. Now, if you put him with a Josh Allen that's mobile,
that's different.
That's setup totally for Dez Bryant. That's the best setup.
Oops, I almost threw a pick.
And then who you take?
I'll be honest. The Eagles failed to get Dez Bryant because y'all needed him. Y'all needed him here.
Oh wow.
Yo,
Damien's getting salty right now. He's getting salty in the chat.
I know you came in late, but when we did this on the audio podcast, but who you got between the Rams and the Packers?
Oh man, I think this was a tough one. It was kind of like when I did the audio podcast, it was really like tough to do. I did pick the Packers to win this game, but I'm not counting the Rams out. I'm not counting them out just because of if they could get somewhere like to a point. I know Jared Goff is going to start today, but if they could get Cam Akers going in the running game and keep Aaron Rodgers off the field.
But my thing is,
if they could get this running game going, because I think these edge rushers for the Packers are really good, but I feel like the interior D tackles is not that great. Now, if they could get a push up front and get Cam Akers going, that's time of possession to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field. But at the same time, Jalen Ramsey versus Devontae Adams, Key talked about this before. I also want to see what's going to happen there because now Scanlon has to step up. Lazard has to step up. Tonyan is a good tight end.
Yep.
And Aaron Jones is one of the best running backs in football. So it's going to be a lot for that Rams defense to see. So
do we know if Aaron Donald is playing today?
I didn't see him in none of the injury reports. I just looked, and Aaron Donald might be on the field.
Shit.
If there's one guy that I could look at outside of Jalen Ramsey, be careful of Darius Williams.
Yeah,
that guy literally all last week against Russ in that offense.
Russell,
I'm trying to look at something right now.
On the couch.
No, he ain't on the couch. He was in Cabo the very next day with Sierra.
Oh Jesus! No, yeah, he's not on the couch.
Like, bro,
that's
really?
Crazy.
Really?
He's not on the couch.
Didn't you?
Let me go to Mexico.
You really wanted that season to end, didn't you? That's messed up, man. That's not how you treat people. Like, really? I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. One reason that they lost, no 12th man in Seattle.
No 12th man, and they need all.
I don't think that was it.
I think that played a factor because when they're home with that 12th man, oh my God, it's just different for them.
Dude,
they need an offensive
line. I'm gonna tell you right now. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you right now because when I did the live stream of that game, I would have taken every single one of those linemen, pulled them by the freaking helmet, and I'd be screaming in the faces. That 5 times.
Yes,
like, dude,
you can't do that.
Hell,
as a coach, as
no,
as a former coach, yeah, you can't do that anymore.
Okay,
that's not called abuse. That's called discipline.
Okay, y'all. So to see for the injury report for the Rams, obviously Aaron Donald is going to play because he does not have a game status.
The reason why the Rams did not start with Jared Goff is because of his thumb.
He had a thumb injury. That's why.
He had pins put into his thumb. He had minor surgery done to it. That's why they didn't start with him right away.
Dumbass. No, I'm joking.
The way that thing was wrapped, it wasn't even a freaking ace bandage. It was just like a little, like...
A little what?
So we have some breaking
like
news, ladies and gentlemen.
Wraparound thing.
It
It's
looks
all
like it's going to come
eight
down to be official to see the New Orleans Saints are likely going to say goodbye to quarterback star Drew Brees after the season. That just came out according to Ian Rappaport, and they're going to bring Jameis Winston back.
Oh God!
But the thing about this is, let me tell you this though, Jameis Winston is under a good quarterback.
Yeah,
he's under a good system. He's under a good system with Sean Payton, and this is why I say that. Bruce Arians,
those receivers with the lazy eye and not pick 30 times.
Oh my God, Jake.
Yo, I'm done, yo. Like I'm not. I feel bad. I feel bad for. I feel bad for New Orleans now. I feel bad for their fans because now they got to deal with Mr. Krabs. Like I feel bad for y'all.
And now I think James actually did pretty good though.
He did. Yes, he did throw 30 interceptions, but he did throw 30 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's still
awful
though.
It's got awful. It's got awful. But everybody talked about how Teddy Bridgewater was going to do great in Carolina after he left New Orleans. He looked like shit this year. So it's the Sean Payton's offense that makes quarterbacks look great.
They should have resigned.
I just feel like with Sean Payton, he know how to make great quarterbacks.
That's why he should have tried to stay with the Saints, man. I think he could have succeeded Drew Brees, no problem whatsoever.
I don't know. I think Jameis Winston has a nice arm. He just needs the discipline, and I think that he has the discipline with Sean Payton, in my opinion. I just think if give him 1 year under Sean Payton and see what he does.
I don't know. I really don't know about that one.
People fail to forget. Like in Tampa Bay, what good coach did he really have?
He didn't.
Outside of Bruce Arians, what really good coach that he had his career in Tampa Bay?
He didn't.
My point exactly.
Yeah.
Let's move on to this next game, the Sunday matchups. Go ahead, Jake.
The thing of it is listen. Yes, I understand when it comes to Bruce Arians, almost every single one of his quarterbacks he's ever coached had career high in picks. Already just had career high in picks, but he still managed to be consistent. Big Ben had career high in picks. Carson Palmer had career high in picks. Andrew Luck had career high in picks. But the difference is for Jameis Winston. Yeah, you came off of 30 picks that year, and then you said you had LASIK surgery done. So I better hope you can see those receivers with that lazy eye now cleared up. And you better not disappoint in New Orleans, man, because that's the only thing that I could say for Jameis Winston. But for Teddy Bridgewater, the reason of that is they're trying to still rebuilding. They're not there yet. They're still building.
They still rebuilding, but they talking about they need to win now. But they rebuilding.
I hate that word. I hate that term. I just hate it so much.
Let's get on to these Sunday night games, Sunday games.
But here's the thing. But Hammer. The difference is when you talk about rebuild, do you talk about boosting the team up to be better, or you talk about tanking? There's a difference between the two.
When I hear rebuild
to tank, or you rebuild to be competitive.
When I hear rebuild, I hear rebuild to tank, and it just pisses me off.
No.
That every time I hear the word, that's all that comes to mind. Is
well, let's be honest, Hammer.
Trash-ass product.
Let's be honest, Hammer. We be rebuilding the tank to get the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th pick all year long for the Raiders. I'm just saying.
Here we go.
Hey, listen,
I'm just saying.
Hey, if you want to talk about it.
Listen, the last couple of last year we had the 16th and the 19th pick. Now we got the 17th pick. We stay in that area every year instead of the Cleveland Farrell pick.
Because the last 2 years we were in the hunt for 2 straight years. We started off 6-3 and finished 2-5. Like we should have been in the playoffs this year. What the fuck?
You're rebuilding.
Let's get on.
If you want to talk about rebuild competitive, I mean, shoot, look at what the Chargers did. We were supposed to be still competitive after 12-4, and we go 5-11, and we rebuild, and that's how we got Justin Herbert. And I'm 6. And now we were back at it again. where we're rebuilding to be competitive because we have to win right now. There's no excuses. Otherwise, we're wasting our talent. If you want to talk about rebuilding,
you guys have a franchise quarterback and you have weapons on offense now. So what's the problem?
The problem is now is our freaking play calling and defense.
Your defense is definitely going to be better this year. I'm not even supposed to be saying that right now. And I'm sorry, Raider Nation, but I feel like their defense is going to be better this year.
I'm going to tell you this right now. How much you want to bet? Because I guarantee Brian Dable will be the head coach. But here's another guarantee. I believe Raheem Morris will be defensive coordinator for that team.
I don't understand how Raheem Morris was not able to get the head coaching job in Atlanta. I just don't understand that. I don't understand how you didn't get the head coaching job. If you look at that Atlanta Falcons team at the Dan Quinn got fired, they play better. That defense played better. That team played for Raheem Morris. And for them, I don't like to call it a racial thing.
No, it is.
I feel like they did that to be smart. You bring in a different person that comes from a totally different team, and former offensive coordinator and Arthur Smith, which is a white guy, which I don't like to say it like that, but you had a Raheem Morris that had this team starting to win games after Dan Quinn got fired. And you don't give this guy a chance?
There's just certain coaches that do that, like where they are in there for the interim basis and the players play for them and they play the right way for them, but then they don't get that shot. Like it's messed up.
People need to forget that Raheem Morris went 10-6 with the Buccaneers. He went 10-6 with the Buccaneers, and he had the top 10. He had a top 10 defense with the Buccaneers. But it's another story for another time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's give or take. And listen, Hammer, to finish up, you want to talk about rebuilding for 10. I'm sorry to bring this up, but look at what the hell Doug did to the freaking Eagles. Yeah, that is.
Well, you see where Doug is. Wait. Before y'all go into Doug, why is Seattle thinking about having him as an offensive coordinator? Are you shitting me?
Why not? Why not? And I'm gonna tell you why. Listen. I'm gonna tell you why, because I don't know if y'all saw the tweets, but he feels as though that if he's an offensive coordinator, it's less stress to be an offensive coordinator than be a head coach.
That's common sense, though.
Well, you better run the ball.
Head coach.
It's common sense, but it's not common sense to the stupid people out here.
As a head coach, you have way more responsibilities that you're doing everything. And right. I've gone through it, and it sucks.
I'd
rather be a coordinator, and I could be a coordinator for offense, defense, or special teams. But the head coach position is way too much of a headache and way too much stress. Why do you think I got all these grades?
Oh, dude, it's super pressurized because you're trying to serve as the balancer for all three components, and you're trying to at least lead the team to the promised land. It's a pressurized job.
Why not look at him, Doug Peterson? I mean, now Doug Peterson can actually call the plays like how he wants to call the plays, and I mean, I feel like when it comes to him and the Eagles, it really wasn't. I mean, he lost the players in the locker room as a head coach. That's one. Number two, he lost they lost faith in him as an organization. So I feel as though now, since he's taking a step down from being a head coach and being an offensive coordinator, it's less stress on him. He already old as fuck. We already know that.
Damn.
He already old as fuck. So he got more grade than all three of us combined. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I feel like why not look? I say Seattle, take a look at him. But I mean, I'll say go look at other offensive coordinators as well. And that's what comes into my point about Gus Bradley, because people say that I didn't like Gus Bradley. I just thought that he wasn't. I just thought the Raiders rushed to get the defensive coordinator. I think they rushed it.
A week and 2 days after the season ended.
I feel like they should have weighed their options before they went and got Gus Bradley. But you got to understand, Gus Bradley do put good defenses together. He knows how to draft defensive players. He knows how to draft. I'm not done. He knows how to draft players. He put that Legion of Boom team together in Seattle. He drafted Joey Bosa, Darwin James, and those guys are great. So I'm just saying I might be giving him the benefit. I might just give him the benefit of the doubt, because even in the conference, I don't know. I mean, even in the press conference, he said the defensive line has to start with the front.
The front seven. Yep.
So
absolutely.
If you go with the front seven, then I'm with that. I'm with that. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Gus Bradley. I just thought like a Raheem Morris or Dan Quinn could have been a potential candidate. I just feel like the Raiders rushed to get the defensive coordinator and not give anybody else a chance. Only reason why I knew that we was not going to get Wade Phillips because John Gruden wants a 4-3 guy. He does not want a 3-4 guy. That's why Wade Phillips was out of there. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with Gus Bradley now. Looking back on and looking at his ranks as a defensive coordinator, even before he was with the Chargers, I'm not mad at it because he did have a top 10 defense with the Chargers before. He did it. He had a few nice rankings besides this year. It's just that, and I look at it from a situation where the Chargers did have a lot of injuries this year. That's why y'all was ranked 24th. I feel as though if y'all would have had all your players intact,
our defense was actually ranked 13th. Our defense was ranked 13th this past year.
It was ranked 24th. It wasn't ranked 13th. Because they talked about it on the press conference. They said they was ranked 24th.
I don't know who said. I don't even know who said it was 13th, 14th. Because it didn't.
I read something very, very similar to that, Jake. So I'm not sure, but here's the thing. Like you said, D, he wants to stay with the 4-3. Then stop with the Tampa 2. Start running that cover 3. The secondary needs the adjustments worse than anything else, and especially the front 7 does too. Gus Bradley said he's going to look back at film and like pretty much try to make the adjustments and get these guys playing to their strong suits and their strong sides. Look into getting Leonard Williams as a defensive tackle for them. That dude has looked really, really solid the last 2 years. We just have to wait and see how this plays out. I'm still skeptical about it, but we won't know until the season starts.
Gus Bradley is going to hold these players accountable. He's going to hold them accountable.
And honestly,
I can't say about Gus Bradley.
My only concern about that, because my thing is when I look at Gus Bradley, because I think the best year he's at, he had the best years in Seattle with the Legion of Boom. But the best year that he had outside of that was 2018. The Chargers were ranked 3rd on defense. Like, they were playing the tails off. And that was when Derwin James was freaking healthy for once. But my takeaway is the ranks started to drop a little lower. And I started to notice that not just on the defensive front side, but on the secondary play. So my thing is, if Gus Bradley comes in, the impactful players that he's going to boost up is Cleveland Farrell and Carl Nassib. My concern is can he?
I think we should get rid of Carl Nassib, in my opinion.
Why?
But my concern is, will he reshape Jonathan Abram? Will he reshape Jonathan Abram in that freaking interior secondary? Because we can't have.
If we're looking to develop our defensive line, Carl Nassib is going to be the outside person looking in.
Bro, Nassib is a hybrid. He could play end and he could play linebacker.
The Raiders are going to keep Vic Beasley. If Vic Beasley's going to stay there, Carl Nassib is out the door.
I don't know.
Sorry to say.
That means Corey Littleton has to step up.
Which I think he will. I just feel like we just had like we didn't give Rob Milner didn't have a chance to revamp this defense in enough time because the Raiders took forever to fire Paul Guttner. So we really couldn't see what could happen with Rod.
I agree. So I agree. And Rod Aronelli's not even a bad defensive coordinator either.
No, and he's still on the staff, so that's a positive. He could definitely help that D line with the right guys and the right schemes that Gus Bradley brings to the table.
All right, so we gotta get to
we got 2 more games to discuss, y'all. We got the Cleveland Browns, first time in the playoffs in a long ass time. Just be real. Against the Kansas City Chiefs. Hammer, you got
my homie Chiefs. I'm sorry, but I feel like the Chiefs are gonna just run away with this.
I don't think so. I don't think the Browns are a pushover. I definitely don't think so, and I'm gonna tell you why. The Chiefs' defense is the biggest fucking issue, or the reason why the Chiefs might not win the Super Bowl. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If the Cleveland Browns are smart, they'll go back and look at when the Raiders beat them the first year.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
I mean, we gave them their first loss.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Now with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt is going back to Kansas City. You think he not gonna want no payback in this game?
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a revenge game for Kareem Hunt. Number two, if those two get going in time of possession, you won't see Patrick Mahomes on the field like that. You won't. So if I am the Cleveland Browns, I will run the ball down the Chiefs' throat. The Chiefs' throat to a point where when you score, your defense is fired up. They're not tired. They're not on the field as much. Myles Garrett is going to get to Patrick Mahomes. I still got Kansas City winning, but I feel like Cleveland is going to come in here and fight. This is not going to be a walk in the park for
you. Think Cleveland? But you think Cleveland's going to win?
I don't think. Only way Cleveland wins this game is time of possession and running the football and keeping that offense off the field. That's the only way Cleveland wins this game. But I like Kansas City. I like Kansas City in a close one. It's going to be a close game. I don't think the Browns will be walked all over. I don't see that. They won't be a pushover. Absolutely not.
Damian says Browns upset. Okay.
Jake, who you got?
You never know. You never know in the playoff either.
Any given Saturday?
All right, well,
any given Saturday or Sunday or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Shit.
All week long. Well, Darian, you knew how my reaction was after I did that Browns game. So you already know right now where I'm going because I'm going back to Ohio.
Wow.
Because Kansas City is gone on it. The Cleveland Browns in a big time upset. And let me give you reality checks.
Uh-oh.
Every single one of you in the chats. We talked about the 14-2 Baltimore Ravens last year. What happened?
Tennessee
they got
beat
upset. We talked about years ago the 15-1 Green Bay Packers. What happened? They got upset.
Got upset.
And you are hyping up.
The 16-0 New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. They got upset.
Yeah, but the difference is that New England made it through to the Super Bowl. They didn't get upset in the divisional round.
It's still an upset.
It is an upset. It's an upset, but at the same time, they made it to the big game. That's the difference.
You got a wild card team beat you. You got a wild card team beat you, knowing that you're 16-0.
My point I'm trying to get right now. Outside of Chris Jones and Frank Clark, who could you really trust to stop Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt on that run game?
You really can't.
You can't trust nobody.
Either.
Nope. And here's another takeaway I have for you. Mitchell Schwartz is hurt on that offensive line. So you better expect that interior to get busted wide open by that Cleveland defense.
Watch this. I hope Landry is on Breland. And you know how Keith feels about Breland. He's trash.
Oh, my God. Breland is horrible. Mark.
I don't know why Breland is there. So if you put Breland on Landry, good luck.
Jake, if the Browns win, you have to sing the Drew Carey Show theme song.
I'm picking the Browns as well. I'm going with Jake. I'm calling the upset here.
Yeah, I'm calling this upset because listen, Kansas City fans, you guys can rant and rave all you want. The last 6 weeks, your red zone has been horrible. It's been horrible. Why are you winning close games by one possession? The closer and closer you get, eventually that loss is going to come.
And I said it's going to come down to one possession game.
Here's the other thing. Patrick Mahomes hasn't been playing for 2 weeks. You sat him in the one game for Chad Henne. You have the bye week. How is Patrick Mahomes going to play with 2 weeks out? I don't know about that. I feel like Cleveland right now, they're the red-hot team that put up 48 points against Pittsburgh.
But this is my problem.
But listen,
with all that, even though they beat Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh.
Let me finish.
Wait a minute.
Remember last year, Houston put up 24 points and Kansas City was 24-0. Okay, Cleveland is put up the points, but they are not going to let points slip away that easily.
They've been putting up a lot.
They're going to let points go through, but they are going to stop them in their tracks anyway. That's why I'm just like, I think Cleveland is not playing around.
They're not playing around, but they gotta keep the foot on the pedal, and that's the one thing that's my problem with Cleveland. If they don't keep the foot on the pedal against the Chiefs, that's going to be a big problem because you let an old fart in Ben Roethlisberger throw for 500 passing yards. He's an old fart. He needs to retire just with Breeze.
Oh my God, like, we're not going to go through this again. We're not doing that.
We're going to go there because we all knew all year long that this defense was the Achilles heel for the Cleveland Browns.
Yards don't mean nothing if you don't win the game.
We said it all year. It's plenty of games. It's plenty of games. For real, Cleveland could have been 13-3 if they wouldn't have lost 2 games by less than 7 points.
That Buffalo. You're going
to tell me right now that Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for over 500 passing yards, but is he going to win the game? I don't care how many yards that you pass.
Listen, I understand that, but the defense is an Achilles heel for this football team. That's all I'm saying. There's no way that you go up 28-0 in the first quarter and you let these boys come back and be down by 12. There's no way. There's no way.
But they still won the game.
I understand that, but they don't.
No matter the situation.
But you can't do that against a Kansas City Chiefs offense that can score at will. They can score on the first play. They can score on a 1st and 20. That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying because this defense can be an Achilles heel. We all know Carl Joseph is not a good cover safety any fucking way. That's why he's not with the Raiders anymore. So stop that. I'm just saying this. The Browns do give up a lot of yards. They do give up. If they're going to go out and get ahead that quick, they got to keep scoring. Because this defense is not going to help them. You've seen it in the Thursday night game against Baltimore. You've seen it in the Thursday night game against Baltimore where this defense gave up so many yards and let Lamar Jackson go down the field after he took a shit in the locker room and came back and scored.
Wow. That's crazy.
He came out, put his helmet on, and scored a touchdown and gave them the lead. And then Baker Mayfield had to go back down and score again. And then after that, Lamar Jackson put them in position to win the game. You know why? Because the Browns defense cannot stop no one.
Oh my
period.
God. He really just said that.
He really did
that.
Ladies and gentlemen, hashtag, yeah, that just happened.
Yes. That's just exactly what happened. Though.
He went to the locker room to finish.
Listen, if you're gonna look back at that game, right? It was no injury report recorded.
They said he was cramped up, though. Okay,
yeah, he was cramped. He had
constipated.
He was constipated. That's what they meant about that. He had the bubble guts. He was eating burritos before the damn game. That's why he had the shit.
Oh my God.
Oh my
All I'm saying is this defense is going to have to make big stops for them to win.
Yeah.
They're going to make big stops.
I think if Myles Garrett puts pressure on Mahomes and gets him uncomfortable real quick, I think that the Browns could potentially be in a close one and just be able to pull it off.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're going to have an interior offensive line that I feel like is going to be exposed because there's no Mitchell Schwartz right up in there that can protect Patrick Mahomes on the interior. So you're going to set Myles in a position where he's going to come up and come away with the rushes. You're going to set him up in that position. But at the same time, too, that a third-string lineman for Cleveland they stopped T.J. Watt in their place. And T.J. Watt's supposed to be a Defensive Player of the Year. And on a third-string lineman, Mayfield was not touched.
The Pittsburgh Steelers defense was decimated by injuries. Devin Bush was out. Bud Dupree was out. Like, those guys was the reason why TJ Watt was getting the rush that he was getting, because Devin Bush was just as good as TJ Watt. Their linebacker core, they had like practice squad linebacker cores in the rest of the year.
But even so, like, you're expected TJ Watt to end up, making the plays and making the sacks and the stops and everything else. But that line ensured he was not going to get through.
But we'll see. We'll definitely see.
But I am taking Cleveland in this game, and it's going to be a fun score. I'm going to go with 33-30. Cleveland wins by 3.
Baker Mayfield got to play a good game. He cannot turn the ball over.
Well, remember this. They won the game without Kevin Stefanski present there. Okay? They ended up losing like their starter and their second string lineman, and their third string lineman still managed to do his job in protecting Baker Mayfield. But yeah, that's the only takeaway is the defense has to be solid. They have to, even if you're here's the thing, even if you're getting a punch, the only thing I have to ensure is you guys are still grinding it out in this game. Because I'll take a close enough game to where it's like 3 points rather than just you guys get blown out and you can't make any stops. That's the one thing. If you're fighting all day to stop Patrick Mahomes and that offense.
When it's close like that, that's why I'm. If the game is close, I am nervous for the Cleveland Browns defense. If it's close,
but think about this on a coach's perspective. It's situational. You have to continue to fight. That's the only thing. You have to continue to fight.
Possibility.
Yep.
If the Chiefs get knocked out today, the next best team that has a chance of making it to the Super Bowl is going to be the Bills.
I still got the Bills making it to Super Bowl regardless if the Chiefs were still in it.
I'm still waiting for somebody to jump through a burning table.
Devon, get the table.
Who's jumping through a burning table? Fucking me.
Yeah, you. I'm still waiting.
No, you need to tell that to you need to tell that to someone else because my old ass ain't going through nobody's table.
Come on, Bills Mafia.
Absolutely not.
And the last game of the evening is the battle of the two old people.
The battle of the two grandpops
is Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Saints for a third time.
Saints.
Amber, who you got?
Saints. I'm not even gonna. Saints.
Why you just go say it like that? Like it's that easy?
I don't think it's that easy, but you know what?
Look, he's all like this. He said Saints.
Like he said that so casually.
I would like to see. I would like to see Drew Brees right off into the sunset if this is in fact going to be it for him. So yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it either, but I did pick the Saints to win on the audio podcast. I did pick the Saints to win, just because I feel like Alvin Kamara is the best running back in football. I don't care what nobody says.
Absolutely,
he's the best running back in football. I don't give a shit what nobody says. I don't care what all three of y'all, the chat. I don't care what the whole world says. Alvin Kamara is the best running back in football. He does it all.
And you know who's the second?
He does it all.
You know who's the second up and coming is going to be Travis Etienne.
No, Travis Etienne does remind me of Alvin Kamara. He does have that. So,
like, dude,
if y'all have not seen Travis Etienne from Clemson, y'all need to go look at some goddamn highlights because that's a bad boy. That's a bad boy. I think he's the top running back coming out of the draft, in my opinion. But that's another story for another time. Michael Thomas, Taysom Hill. Then mind you, you can put Alvin Kamara in a wide receiver slot and put Latavius Murray in that backfield. You got so many people on the offensive side, and the defense is just as good too. If they can get to Tom Brady, the Saints win this game. If they don't get to Tom Brady wins this game. But like I said before, Mike Evans on Lattimore. You can't tell me who's really going to be the X factor in this game? Antonio Brown. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you putting your best corner on Mike Evans. Your second best corner is not that great to defend Antonio Brown. And I said this on the audio podcast. If you did not listen, the last time Antonio Brown was in New Orleans, he had 11 receptions for a buck 47.
Oh, don't forget, you got to have somebody that's going to cover Chris Godwin. And I feel
that's why I'm saying this.
God damn it.
That's why I said Antonio Brown is going to be the X factor if the Buccaneers win this game.
Yeah, unless Cam Jordan applies pressure and puts Brady on his ass several times.
We got to think about this too, though. Think about this. Y'all might say the Washington football team is not that good of a football team, but they had a top 5 front 7.
I think
their defense
They had a
was
top
great.
5 front
They
7,
had a very good.
They barely could get to Brady.
They had a very good defense. That offense needs to be tweaked.
Yeah, we understand that, but we say we going from a top 5 front 7 in the Washington football team where Brady barely got touched, barely. So if I'm the Buccaneers, right? Antonio Brown is my X factor.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to say, because you can't cover everybody. Mind you, they still have Cameron Brate over there. That was very underrated in the wild card game. That played really well.
That's why that was who I was going to go with my wild cards. I'm going to go with.
I'm deleting your comment. I'm putting this motherfucker in timeout.
Jesus. Oh, Darian, man. My God.
There's no way he's going to say that Matt Forte is better than fucking Alvin Kamara. Are you out your goddamn mind?
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that one live stream. He's like,
come on. How they do like Alvin Kamara is not better than Julio. Julio is a wide receiver, dipshit.
Yo, I think I became a very
demented Damian Hernandez. You're a dumbass.
I've become a very bad influence on Darian because the 2 months I've been with him, I have not heard him curse so much.
No, Key can tell you. Even when Jake and you got here to the Spotlight Sports Network, Damian had this issue with me, and I always get like that with his ass. Always.
I feel like the chains came off in the Jet Raider game. I try to be on the good side. But it's shit that Damian says gets me to swear the way I swear. Final score: Green Bay Packers 45. Los Angeles Rams 20.
Oh my God.
That's why. But I said I'm going to say this. I am going to say I did pick the Saints in this game, but it's not going to I think it might be the best game of the weekend.
It's going to be a close game, definitely. I just want to see this.
What's going on,
Alex Sports? What's going on?
Because I want to be able to laugh at all these people that all of a sudden overnight became Bucks fans when Brady came, and all of a sudden they started signing all these guys and made like a ultimate Madden team on offense. Like I want them to fall flat on their face with that.
And they don't even remember who their quarterback was that won that Super Bowl named Dan Johnson.
Facts.
Ah.
But hey, I did take the Saints to beat the Buccaneers. So y'all go. I did pick that.
I got Tampa because there's no way Brady gonna let Breeze beat him for a third time.
I'm going to take Tampa in this game as well because 2 X factors I see outside of Antonio Brown, Cameron Brate, and Scotty Miller. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty don't know that, but only New Orleans will
Bill
figure
McMahon,
out
you about to
Scotty
make me cuss you the fuck out. You about to make me cuss you the fuck out.
Oh my God.
You go in timeout too. You rather have Lamar Jackson. You rather have Lamar Jackson as your quarterback than Josh Allen? Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh man.
Are you kidding me?
If Gooley was up in here, he's in the zone right now.
Sorry, Bill McMahon, but Josh Allen is an MVP caliber. Lamar Jackson is not an MVP caliber quarterback. Yeah, he went 14-2 last year and got knocked out. And the only reason why he went 14-2 because his team went 14-2, not him. So stop it. Stop it. Speed and power. Stop it. Josh Allen is a way better fucking quarterback than Lamar Jackson. Please. Fuck. Oh, y'all get me to my old ways. Y'all get me. I'm trying to not be. Listen, let me go to my AA meeting. Let me go to my AA meeting.
First step is admitting you got a problem, bro.
I got a problem. I got a problem with people that stoops down to stupidity.
You got problems, but that should not be one of them.
I'm drunk off stupidity.
Who's Fred Warner? There you go.
Who the fuck is Fred Warner?
Who the fuck is that guy?
No, I said like this though. I said like this. Who the fuck is Fred Warner? I said exactly like that.
No. Let's get a little Bronx in it. Take 2.
No, I'm not. No.
Oh, Darian.
It's like, Todd Gurley, are you fucking kidding me? How is Todd Gurley?
Yeah, I was pissed about that. How Todd Gurley was higher than fucking Josh Jacobs. Not even Josh Jacobs. He was higher than somebody on the 100 players list. Or Todd fucking Gurley out of anybody, like, please.
Or that bullshit that you told me, you're like, how is Nick Bosa ranked above Joey? That's bullshit. I said yes. It's fucking bullshit.
I was going off. But like, I keep believing Bill McMahon. I know you for a long time, Bill McMahon. You've been around since day one on this channel. And for you this is why your last name is McMahon, because you just don't know shit. You don't know shit. You're just as dumb as Vince McMahon.
Like, you're speaking like Vince right now.
You just don't listen. And the only reason why I started, I'm gonna tell you this. The reason why I really started cursing again, because as I watch, if nobody watched Barstool Sports, you gotta go watch their asses. Barstool is just as fucking rowdy as me.
So we're allowed to be unfiltered now?
We're worse than me on a podcast.
But here's what's funny about this, because Cowherd ended up putting him up in the place. Like, so that's interesting, because a month ago you were interviewing with the president, and you wore a suit, and you were polite. You didn't even curse at all by the time you were interviewing with the president, because that was that whole Carson Wentz backwards hat thing.
What's going on, Roy? What's up, man? Oh, man. But like I said before, he's definitely not. Sorry, Bill McMahon. I had to put you in timeout for 5 minutes. Sorry. I just didn't like the take. It just didn't make no sense to me. I thought you were smoking meth when you said that shit.
Oh, Jesus. See, I've created a monster. Now I got him talking about people smoking meth. Great.
No, I've been doing this. He knows this. I've been doing this. This is nothing new.
Oh, no. No, Hammer, you want something even better? D, remember when we were doing that basketball game and that one dude who was trying to take the take on college basketball?
Oh, I went off on him too. What?
He was going off so bad that I'm sitting in there in the live stream and I'm like, and we're taking a little bit of a break here.
Jesus Christ.
I was literally trying to be professional with it. But every time he went off, I couldn't help it.
But I got a question for y'all though. We still got a lot of coaching vacancies out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna go where next? Number one, who's going to be the Eagles head coach? And tell me
somebody that favors Carson Wentz.
Eric,
really?
Or
I was gonna say the enemy.
Give Miles Sanders the freaking ball more.
Oh, fuck Miles Sanders.
Oh, wow.
Dude, Philadelphia has not had a solid run game since Brian Westbrook and Shady. And I'm speaking facts about that. You need to have somebody that's going to boost that run game.
They haven't
Miles Sanders could have easily had over 1,000 yards this season, but Doug ain't run him.
I'm sorry, but I cannot rely on guys that are named Boston Scott or somebody that's called, Smallwood.
Sorry, Boston Scott was pretty good, though.
He was good, but still.
All right, so Valak Prom Sports says Packers, Bills, Chiefs, Saints.
That sounds like all my picks. Yep, that is all my picks.
That's all my picks as well. Interesting.
Packers, Bills, Browns, and Bucks.
Oops, my bad.
But yeah, I honestly think the enemy is going to bring an energy and a vibe to Philadelphia. But however, if I had to think of a secondary, why not Joe Brady? Something about that just something just feels right about
Well, apparently they're talking to the Rams, I think DC.
Oh, Brandon Staley.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Chargers.
Who the hell is that?
He's the defensive coordinator for the Rams. And the Rams had like the number one best defense.
Interessante. Sorry.
What I seriously think, it's either going to be Bieniemy or it's going to be Joe Brady for the Eagles. Something about
it might be Deuce Staley. Who knows?
Something about Joe Brady makes me feel like it fits for Philly. It really does. Next team, because you already know what I'm going to say.
So Bill Man says, I like to run the ball. Packers ain't shit. That's what Damian said in RPOs. We must not forget how the Bills can run an RPO just as well as the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
But I got to get ready to go. I got an appointment at 3, and I got running around to do, so I can be back here in time to do this Ravens Bills game
Just
later.
to let you know that I will be I'm gonna do it on the Spotlight Raiders Talk. The Raider Nation said that they want to see divisional playoff games on the channel, so I'm going to do both of those games on my channel.
Hammer, you're going to be ready to bring the hammer down in a little bit.
Yep, Jake will be live. Jake will be live for the Packers and Rams at 4:35 Eastern Standard Time. Key will be doing the Ravens and the Bills game at 8:15, all on the Spotlight Sports Network. I'll be doing both of those games on the Spotlight Raiders Talk because that's what the Raider Nation asked for. So, yeah, we're going to be packed this weekend. It's going to be a packed weekend of football. And then MLK Day for basketball. Oh, it's a lot. It's 5 games. 5 games with MLK Day starting at 12 o'clock. So
Jake the Snake will be alongside the Hammer for the Rams Packers game this afternoon. It's going to be a fun one.
Fucking moly.
It's gonna be a fun one, most definitely.
Holy fucking moly! You can do a play-by-play that's not Raiders, ha!
Bro, football is my life. I can do any team.
What sold him on it was when I ended up doing my show and I brought him as my special guest, man, and he was just like, I want to do this again, man.
Bro, we had so much fun doing it, and I was looking back at it the other day. I didn't realize we were on together as long as we were. I was like, we got to keep this shit going. I had so much fun doing it.
Damien, that is a good question. Don't know why.
It's better than Mike Nolan. I can say that.
Okay. Yeah, hell yeah. Dan Quinn is better than Mike Nolan. Listen, Dan Quinn may not be a better head coach, but he's sure as hell a defensive coordinator.
And that was my number 1 pick to get for the Raiders, honestly.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be Brian Dable, and I better hope Raheem Morris follows with him as defensive coordinator.
Well,
and
from what I'm gonna head out because I gotta set up for mine. So we're all going live. Just to let you know, we are like 350 watch hours away from 4,000 watch hours. So make sure y'all subscribe to the channel.
About to get paid.
So we got to get to the 1,000 subscriber mark, and we're going to get there. Just keep working, keep grinding, and keep supporting us. I know that I like to put people in timeout for dumb shit, but y'all know me already.
It's all love, though.
Billy Man, you knew me. Damien, y'all know me. Iris of Vlogs, you knew me. You know how I get down. Come on.
It's all love, guys. It's all love,
man. I love debating sports.
All he was trying to do was metaphorically smack y'all with common sense. That's all we were trying to do.
Facts.
Right.
Because common sense ain't so common to most people these days. Just saying.
Not quite. Not quite.
Well, all righty, y'all. I'm out of here.
So there you have it, guys. Of course, we got a jam-packed day. Y'all see Jake and Hammer in the first game. I'll be taking care of the second game. So come in, hang out with us. Hang it out in the chat. Let's get to this 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully we're going to have a good time. Anybody got something to say before we wrap up? Before we go?
Just like Hammer says, wash your hands and wash your ass.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Stay safe, y'all. Stay safe.
Don't wear the mask.
Don't be an ass. Wear your mask.
Distance, please.
Yes, please.
All right, y'all. We see y'all in a little bit. We're gonna have Jake and Hammer on first.
It wasn't Bill McMahon. Don't do that.
Enjoy the games.
There's no point there. Josh Allen is a better quarterback. Stop it. You're smoking crack, dude.
Enjoy the games, guys, and we'll see y'all in another video. We'll see y'all later.
Bye, guys. That's all, folks.